Okay, what's up guys, Robot here, and today I'm going to be bringing you, it's a sort of version of what I've done already but different. So it's basically how to make a simple YouTube background, but it's more just this part is just focused on Photoshop, and the next part will be Cinema 4D, so I'm going to jump straight into it, and I've got COD in the background so I'm just going to turn that down a bit. Right, so first of all, obviously you want to open a template. And there we go, so I've got a template. I'm just going to get rid of the guides. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got a background. I'm going to delete the fade, and on the background I'm going to Control I or invert, and then hide it. So basically I'm just going to go on this little, I think that's the contrast sign, but if you click on it, it brings up this with the adjustment layers. So I'm going to go on gradient and then go to radial and click on here and select the gradient I want. So I'll probably go with a light blue, why not? Like that one. And then you have to make this one blue as well, even though it's transparent, it just makes it better because it fades to black otherwise. Okay, and then click OK. And if you want, you can drag it up a bit, just hold down shift and drag it up. And then click OK. Actually I'm going to scale it up a bit because it'll fill up more. And then refill the background and you'll see that you've got a nice blue gradient on like that. Or another way you can do it is just create a new layer, get the paintbrush and scale that right up to about 1700. I usually go for 18, 17, and then just click and you'll see that that fills it with a layer, like a gradient, a layer gradient. But I don't really like that way of doing it, so I'm going to zoom back in, and then I'm going to add a pattern as well. And this is like my current background because a few people were asking for it. So as a pattern, I'm going to go down to this V9 pattern which I made and scale that down to about 2, because that's the right size. Whereas if I was going with kind of, I'll show you another one. If I was going with a grid, then 2 would obviously be way too small. So I'm going to go with about 50, like that. And I'm just going to leave it with the grid for the time being. And then select layers, blending mode, and go down to soft light and lower this to about 20. I don't know, whatever's visible, sorry, it varies between patterns. Okay, so 20. Okay, for the modules now, because the background's pretty much done, like, of course you can add your own brushes, create a new layer and bring that down. I'll just add a brush for the time being. I'm going to go with the cloud brush. Wherever they are. Here we go, that'll do because they're nice and big. That's what she said. Okay, so I'm just going to add it at the top and then set the blending mode to overlay. Okay, so that gives it a bit of a nice feel. But for the modules, I'm going to create a new layer. Sorry, not a new layer, a new document, and put the width as whatever you want really. It has to be fairly big, so I'm just going to go 1920 by 1080, and then I'm going to go to filter, render clouds, and I've already done this but I'm just doing it for your purposes, and then go to Control A, so it selects the whole document, go to image or edit even, define pattern, and then it will bring up this cloud pattern, so just click OK, and then go back to your original document. You can close that now if you want. Don't have to save changes, and then go to, you can zoom in if you want just to make it easier, and go to channel sections, bevel and emboss, and bring the depth all the way up, and the size I'm going to bring to about 2, and I'm just going to slightly lower the white so it's not as visible. Then go to stroke, size down to 1, blend mode to overlay, and this is where you want to go to fill type, pattern, and then drag that down all the way to the clouds. And what that'll do is, while some of it will obviously be quite bright in some places because it's overlaying the blue, some of it will also be quite dark, and you can't see it at the moment, but you have to go to outer glow, blending mode normal, the colour, bring the colour to black, and then your stroke becomes more visible. Actually I'm going to take off the bevel and emboss because I'm not a big fan, but then you can go to colour overlay if you want. I usually bring this right down so it's very dark grey, about 020202, and then click OK, and then go to inner glow, make that black as well, and go to normal, opacity all the way up, and you can bring in the size a bit if you want, and then just click OK. So as you can see, that's a really simple effect, but I think I like the effect on the modules that it gives. I think the stroke in particular is very nice. It's quite unique, and you can also use it if you weren't to set it as overlay. If you were to set it as normal, you can also have a kind of grayscale-y background. Like, you can see without the gradient that quite a lot of the areas, I don't know, it just gives a nice effect. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I hope you like this tutorial. The next one will be on Cinema 4D to go with this background here that I've just made. That one's fairly simple as well, and if you want, I might give you a download link to my program, because the one I use is portable, but I'm not really sure if the same version would work on your computer. I'm not sure if I have a 64-bit one, and it's just quite long. So if you have 64-bit Windows 7, then feel free to send me a message for any program, because I can just zip it and send it to you. But I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.